What's going on, everybody? It's Childish. We're back at it again with a brand new video for Dragalia's Lost. It hasn't even been 24 hours since this recent release of the Loyalties Requiem, and we have been having a blast. So in today's video, we're going to do a brief overview of the standard version of this raid format. We'll take a look at some of the rewards that we can obtain through this, and then of course, do some summons since Nintendo and Side Games keep on dishing out some extra summons and vouchers for us and see if we can get super lucky. Now, let's get it first started here. The banner, as you can see, we get this water unit. Okay, this water adventurer named Solaria. This is actually a temporary unit that we have, and if we can go ahead and clear our quests and basically use her in the regular content, we're going to be able to improve her friendship, and when we get to that 500 mark, we'll be able to keep her. So given the fact that she actually is a water element and she's an attack-based unit, I'm definitely going to go ahead and incorporate it because I'm looking to do as much damage as I can in my setup here. Now, as you progress through the quest lines and then of course unlock the raid boss, once we clear those stages, we're going to be getting some extra rewards that we can use in order to do some either summons, or if we get some emblems, we can go ahead and get some rewards through that. So we got the Blazing Summon here that we have quite a few items to collect. As you can see, the main two that are available is the Fire Dragon Pele, as well as the Paladin Defender, which is the 4-star worm print. Now, this is something that I'm actually using two of right now, and I'll show you my setup here in a little bit. This one here provides a couple of nice things, but the biggest thing about it here, Phraeganoth Spain, 20% damage towards the raid boss. This is definitely going to help you out to take out that unit pretty quickly, because as you guys might have guessed, in this setup here, we got the beginner, standard, expert. So we have different levels that you're going to be able to obtain. And obviously, as it gets harder, you want to do as much damage as possible because there's a timer on this boss. And if you don't clear him, basically, at the end of the timer, he does this huge AoE and just basically takes us out. It's a complete wipe. You have to start all over. So again, it's all about min-maxing. Do what you can do to bring the best team possible. And this particular worm print is definitely one you want to look at here. Now, take a look at the contents. This is all the things that you can obtain through this event here. So if you haven't checked it out, definitely do. As you can see, I haven't been too fortunate with obviously the Nat 4 worm print or the Nat 5 dragon here, but that's okay. We got a couple of summons that we're going to be able to do and possibly get it done. Now, the cool thing about it is that due to the fact that this is like, you have a certain amount of things that you can collect over time, if we continuously do this raid and get these rewards, we're going to be able to, or get these pieces, right? The emblems that we can have, the blazing summons that we can do. We're going to be able to get this eventually, you know, over time if we keep on working on it. And like I said before, we have 10 days to get it done, so it's definitely doable. Now, here's my current team that I have set up. We are running obviously our Dark Berserker that we generally run. We have Solaria in there. We have Elisan, and then we have Cleo. Now, I do have a water healer, but Cleo has a little bit more might than her current now, and she also has her second, I think it's Mana Circle completely full, that gives us the Ancient Aegis buff. It's a defensive buff for the party, so it's going to provide a little bit more mitigation for my units that are not water element, like the Berserker here. Now, as you can see in the two middle, we do have both of those units rocking the Water Defender. Let's see if I can take a look at it real quick. So yeah, we have them set up with the Water Defender. Both of them have like a couple of levels into it. Now, honestly, I'm going to be completely honest with you. When it comes to this Paladin Defender, there's a couple of different worm prints that you guys may have invested in. But when it comes to just the basic, you know, bonuses that you can be able to obtain, I feel like it's really, really strong. The Burn Res is nice. Obviously, the Phraeganoth Bane is nice. So even that little bit of bonus it's going to be really, really beneficial. Now, on my end, I'm actually still using the Valiant Crown on my main guy, the Dark Berserker, just for the simple fact that it's already a skill damage bonus to it. So I'm already getting basically what the other card is giving me as a 4-star counterpart. So I'm going to be fine with that. Now, one of the things that I wanted to take a look at here is, yeah, right now we're running like a little, yeah, right around 6,200 might, which is not too bad at all. Now, if we go back to the main screen here so that we can get into this event, you'll be able to take a look at the quest line here. So let's go ahead and go into the quest. We'll take a look at Phraeganoth here. And one thing to kind of mention here is the suggested amount of this setup here. So we got beginner, standard, and expert, right? Now, obviously, they have a certain amount of requests here. So they have a certain amount of might that is essentially what they recommend. But the one thing about it is the requests or this recommendation of this amount is basically as your team as a whole. So if you didn't get a chance to take a look, you can actually take a look at the people's setups here, take a look at their levels, see what they're running, see what, you know, kind of weapons they have. I mean, see what kind of investment they made. If you happen to run into a setup where you're like really trying to push the envelope and get it in, maybe you're trying to get your first 3-star clear on like the expert mode, you want to make sure that everybody is right in line with you. As you guys might have guessed, this is a raid based setup here, so you have to do everything in your power to bring the best team possible, not only for you, but of course you're relying upon your other players here to get the job done. So let's go ahead and get it in. Phraeganoth squad raid. We got a couple of different things going on here. I gotta hand it to Nintendo and Side Games. They did a really good job with this new event. I've been really enjoying it here. I mean, I'm obviously working on all my units, but I always catch myself going into this raid battle even more than I would. So we're going to start out on the back. There's a couple of things that are going on here. We can obviously attack him in the middle, but as you can see on the top, there is there's a couple of different components of the Phraeganoth that you can take out really quickly. And you got the left, right leg, and the tail. As you can see, everybody is focused down on the tail right now. The tail is one of his many attacks that he can do. So if we can take out the tail, if we can take out that tail, then we're going to reduce the amount of AoE that he has on that tail swipe here, or his AoE attacker. So I'm going to go ahead and buff up, get my HP up a little bit, see if we can take it out. We're almost done, so we got to keep on swiping over here and move our way around and try to get it done before this next mechanic comes into play here. So we did get it done. Let's go ahead and just stay on the side and work this leg down if we can. It looks like that's what everybody else is working on, so let's turn around and get it going. I'm going to go ahead and use my skill here. Again, I want to give a shout out to Clegg, my man. He's been super supportive in the DL community here. And one of the tips that he gave me was to use our abilities when the boss is basically in his DPS state. He's getting ready to use a skill. Use his availability or use your skills when you can get it done. So that you can be in kind of like an invulnerable state and not take any damage here. So that's what we did for the first round. Obviously in the second one, we did not here. So now we need to get out of here. I can't get out of here. Why am I stuck? Why am I stuck? Okay, the volcanic rune's coming in. Let's see if we got somebody working on it. I don't think we have anybody. Okay, we got somebody working on it over here. So let's see if we can take this out. I'm actually going to cast my dragon, which is not really smart right now. I'm trying to take this out because if we do not kill it, then we're going to take that AoE damage here. You can see that kind of purple area that we have to deal with. So if we can take out one of those volcanoes, then we're going to be able to reduce the amount of AoE damage that we take when those go off here. So trying to get back on that right leg. He keeps on wanting to move around, causing some pain. I have my skill ready to go. He is broken, so if I had my dragon available, I would use it right now to do some more damage. But we're not close enough. We're super close, but it wasn't enough to get the job done. So now he's out of the break mode and he can do some damage here. So I think we were a little late on that skill. Yeah, I think we're a little early on that skill correction there. So we do have the dragon available, but we're gonna have to continuously work on it. So I'm back on the leg right now. The right leg is almost done. We do have the dragon available. Ooh, let me go. I tried to cast my ability here right before that attack went through, but it wasn't enough. And now we got to get out of here. Oh my god, that was super close. I would have taken some, actually no, I wouldn't have taken any damage because I was in my dragon form. Nice. But let's go ahead and find that right leg if we can. There it is right there. Okay, it's demolished. I'm just going to work on him right now. We'll leave the left leg alone and try to take him out here. So again, we have our abilities set up. Unfortunately, we lost our healer Cleo. It looks like she went ahead and died. The AoE, or sorry, the AI on some of these units here, I feel like I get, it just doesn't work out the way I want to. So let's go ahead and get this buff up here since the overdrive is in full play. It looks like I think we casted it a little bit early again, but that's okay. We still have our skill available. Can we get it done? Should we just pop our, yeah, we'll go ahead and pop our ability here. And now we'll do the dragon to go ahead and finish him off. And it looks like we just have a little bit more to go. Again, we have the new ads coming in, the volcanics, but we have just a little bit of health left to go. So not even going to worry about it. We're just going to take him out. Wow. Again, this is like, I mean, I'm in standard mode with 6,000 might, right? 2,000 more that they recommend per player. And I'm still struggling here. That just goes to show the amount of effort that has to be put into this raid battle in order to get this cleared. So I'm going to be constantly working on this level, trying to get this 3-star, and then hopefully when I get enough might, we'll work up into that expert stage so that we can get ourselves some additional rewards. Because as you might have guessed, each specific stage have some rewards, but obviously I want to get the best out of my resources, right? The best out of my stamina. So I want to be able to clear the expert so I can get as many rewards as possible in order to do those blazing summons as soon as possible, right? So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and hop in there. We'll do some blazing summons just for fun. We'll see if we get lucky. Maybe you guys can bring me the luck that I need in order to get this 5-star dragon here. I don't think it's gonna happen, but we're gonna have to do it off camera. Let's go ahead and skip. Let's see what we get. We got a little mana. Nothing too crazy here. That's all right. Let's go ahead and do it one more time if we can. Gold. And nope. Okay, so what do we get here? The gold must have been the succulent dragon fruit, which is obviously good. I'll take any dragon fruit that I can get, and we'll try it one more time before we get into the regular summons here. So, man, I tell you what, I don't have the luck. I swear, I try to do like one. I literally did like 1 or 2 summons right before I started the video. I was like, let me see if I can get it so I can mess around with it in the match, and I wasn't able to get it done. So, let's go ahead. We'll hop into the summons here. Again, I have quite a few vouchers. We got 4, I think, single vouchers, and then I got that 10-fold voucher that we got 2 days ago. From Nintendo here, so we'll see if we can get lucky on that. As you guys know, last video we pulled Maribel, you know, we've been working on her right now. All of my main units do have probably their second node full, with the exception of a couple of units that I just haven't been using. I've been focusing on like about 5 or 6 units more or less. The biggest change right now was Maribel, that new nat 5 that we got. So we're trying to work her in and get her up as fast as possible because her kit is pretty amazing, and I really need a good damage dealer, range damage dealer. I've been having a blast with her. I generally like the melee kind of style, but I've been having more blasts with range units than I thought I would. So I'm gonna keep on going with her. I mean, she's super strong, so we'll see. We'll see how far I can go, and maybe that will allow me to, you know, if I can get her might up really high, maybe that will allow me to take advantage of her in some harder stages that I haven't been able to hit thus far. So that's the cool thing about the co-op feature. You can, even though you may not have the perfect team with might, you know, there, if you can, you know, buff up one of your strongest units, you can definitely push in some of the expert stages or whatnot so that you can get yourself some really nice rewards here. So here is the 10-fold summon. Unfortunately, we did not get ourselves any nat 5. That's the cool thing about this last roll, if you guys can see it, when you're going around the 10-fold summon, there's a chance that the rarity of it can change at the very end there. And so it was a dragon, but it was a 4-star dragon. Probably going to be like a juggernaut or something like that, but it's all good. Again, the Eld water is something that is definitely a big thing to collect, guys. Don't get down if you get yourself some duplicates here, because the Eld water is super hard to get, so any opportunity to collect that is going to be really nice. Now, this is actually the 4-star, yeah, the 4-star dragon that was new on this banner here, so that's good. We need a new water dragon so we can take it on with the boss here, so I definitely want to go ahead and work on that. And yeah, I think I worked out pretty good. I mean, the 4-star dragon I'm looking to play around with here. Let's take a look at the details real quick. Let's see what he got. So water, HP, and strength. Obviously, it's going to be really good. I'm definitely looking to check this one out and invest a little bit into it. So just friendly reminder, guys, remember that even though we want to level it up and get it going, don't forget to, if you're going to be using it, especially for one of your main units, that don't forget to keep on going back to the castle, get back to the dragon shrews, and start increasing the bond with your dragon so that you can improve the shape time and you can use it that much longer in the raid battle. Okay, so that's going to be it, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It's your boy Childish, your Childish Plays, checking out. Take care, and we will see you all in the next one. I'm out.